Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. The Miami Heat dropped game one in their first round playoff series against the Cleveland Cavaliers, 121-100. And that was a tough game to watch. And in this video, we're going to do a breakdown of what exactly went wrong for the Miami Heat and want to talk about how the Cavs dominated and more specifically get into Ty Jerome's shocking performance off the bench, and he scored 28 points and killed the Miami Heat. So let's talk about what the Miami Heat need to do and change and adjust in game two to even out this series. So to start off, the Cleveland Cavaliers, even though they had 9 days off, came out with a ton of energy in this game, and they executed really well. They had a lot of purpose. Donovan Mitchell was amazing. He led the way with 30 points, and he has continued a streak where he has scored 30 points in 7 straight playoff openers, and no one else has done that besides him and Michael Jordan. So really good company. The biggest difference maker in this game, though, was Ty Jerome off the bench in his first playoff game ever in his career. Off the bench, he's been great this season as a sixth man, but still, first playoff game, torched the Miami Heat with 28 points, 16 points coming in the fourth quarter. There were times where the Miami Heat were down by single digits. They got it down to, I think, 6 was the closest, perhaps, in the second half, or maybe even 3. But every time the Miami Heat came back in that fourth quarter, he hit timely threes. He created off the dribble. He punished everybody essentially guarding him, especially Tyler Hero, could not stop him. And he was literally hunting Tyler Hero that entire game and getting like a superstar whistle with the weakest bullshit fouls. Even though he didn't take like 50 free throws, he still dominated and hit a ton of threes. And that is embarrassing. Like, it just sucks that like we lost mainly because of that. Not the only reason. Like I said, Mitchell scored 30. Darius Garland also poured in 27 points. The Cavs, their backcourt especially, looked super fluid offensively, and they were moving the ball, and they played with pace, and they were attacking Miami's defense, and they looked amazing out there. Their bigs didn't even play that great, and they still dominated the Miami Heat again, especially because of that 16 points in the fourth quarter by Ty Jerome. So let's start off with the Miami Heat's defense. So that was a huge issue for the team in general. It wasn't just Tyler Hero. They tried to do a zone, and the Cavs carved them up, and they managed to make it look easy. Cleveland's backcourt trio, like I mentioned earlier, Mitchell, Garland, and Jerome, scored 85 points of that 121 against the Miami Heat. So that's just unacceptable. If Miami Heat wants to make this a competitive series, that can't happen again. So the other issue for the Miami Heat, no resistance at the point of attack. So the Cleveland had way too many clean looks, both from beyond the arc. They shot, I think, 43%, which is really good. But also, they were just getting to the rim. And Bam Adebayo was really great. He scored 24 points, had 9 rebounds, but he couldn't protect the paint by himself. Khalil Ware just looked like a rookie. He just didn't look confident, had no impact. The defense, they broke down. And as a team, it wasn't just Khalil. And there's poor rotations that essentially allowed the Cavs to get whatever they wanted. Offensively, the Miami Heat, they just couldn't keep up. Tyler had a decent night at 21 points, but he struggled to consistently create separation. And there was a lack of off ball movement for him. But again, the Miami Heat, again, had very little dribble penetration and not enough pressure at the rim. They weren't getting to the free throw line as much. They weren't finishing at the rim. A lot of the possessions just felt stagnant. There wasn't a lot of good movement, and there's a lot of isolation, tough jumpers from players like Andrew Wiggins, and Bam had some tough shots that he had to take at the end of the shot clock. So Miami's bench also, outside of Davion Mitchell, who's been amazing, who I think he had 18 points, 9 rebounds off the bench, looked really good. No one else really contributed for the Heat off the bench. So let's see. So Haywood off the bench, 7 minutes or 31 minutes, excuse me, 7 points, 6 boards, 2 assists. Duncan Robinson, not bad. He only played 15 minutes, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 for 5 from the field, 2 for 3 from three. So the bench wasn't bad. It was just the starters weren't that efficient. Tyler, 7 for 18, not horrible. Again, decent performance. Bam, 10 for 22. We wanted him to shoot more. Look what happened. They didn't win. It's not all on Bam, obviously, but he was 10 for 22, 1 for 5 from three, which is not great. Um, Wiggins and Hero had a ton of turnovers, 4 for Wiggins, 3 for Hero. They need to clean that up. But the biggest letdown again was Ty Jerome destroying the Miami Heat. So, what are some of the adjustments and changes that are necessary for game two if the Miami Heat want to steal one? And it's fine. We already know the Miami Heat were the 10th seed technically. Now they're the 8th seed. First playing team to win 2 games on the road to make it to the playoffs. We're playing against the team with the best record in the NBA. Like, they're the number one seed for a reason. Like, if you expect the Miami Heat to win this series, you're crazy. Is it impossible? No. Can they win this series? Sure. Is it likely? No, of course not. Because the Miami Heat are not good enough. We lost Jimmy Butler. You saw what Jimmy Butler did last night against the Houston Rockets, helping Steph Curry win that game on the road. We don't have a guy like that that can slow the game down in the half court, that can get to the free throw line, that's super clutch. So it's not a big deal, but Miami can get back in the series if they steal this game. So first, defensive urgency. The Cavs are just too talented to be given open looks all night long. So Miami needs to be more physical, which is their brand of basketball, and improve the point of attack. You need to start Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell is our best point of attack defender. We need him in there to guard Donovan Mitchell, I think. And we need to put then, I don't know who on Garland, I guess. Like, I guess Hero could be on Garland. Or maybe Hero needs to go on Struce, actually. So maybe Wiggins can guard either Mitchell or Garland, and you put Davion on Mitchell or Garland, and then you have obviously Bam and Kalel guarding the bigs, and you have, I think, Tyler guarding Struce. I think that makes the most sense. But either way, the Miami Heat, they need to be more active. They need to fight for more screens. They need to stay connected on rotations and on the perimeter. Ty Jerome cannot be allowed to torch you once again. Like, whoever's guarding him off the bench, like, they need to focus on making it difficult for him and not giving him good, clean looks. Second, rebounding. The Miami Heat, if they don't rebound well, they typically lose. And that's what happens to most teams. Let me check this rebounding battle. It was a small margin, but they lost the rebounding battle 37-42, which doesn't help. They lost the turnover battle, so they need to obviously protect the ball. 14 turnovers to 7. That's not good. So Cavs got more second chance opportunities. Again, the Miami Heat, they need to rebound as a team, protect the paint, and that's going to be huge for the Miami Heat if they want to win on the road. Third, their offense. They need to play with a little bit more movement and more pace, even though that's not their forte. But they are younger now without Jimmy Butler on this team, without Kyle Lowry on this team. So with Tyler Hero, with Bam Adebayo, with Wiggins, maybe playing Jovic off the bench and giving him an opportunity as a point forward over Slow-Mo could speed things up a little bit. But yeah, he can help in transition. He's one of our best, Jovic, that is one of our best transition players. The only problem is he's rusty. He's been out for a long time. So he got to play in garbage time, I believe. But I think he needs to come off the bench and get one opportunity at least to see what he can do. Hero needs to look to attack downhill more and make the defense collapse. So he needs to try to get to the free throw line, then play a little more off ball as well and get those more catch and shoot opportunities from three. But again, lastly, the role players off the bench. I want Davion to start, so that means Duncan needs to step up. That means Burks, if he's coming off the bench now, needs to hit threes. Duncan needs to continue to play and hit threes. Slow-Mo, he's been solid, so we need to outplay their bench. We can't allow Ty Jerome to freaking destroy us. So if Miami wants to steal home court and flip the momentum, which they can possibly, it's unlikely, but it's one game at a time. They have to come out with more fire, more discipline, more intensity. They've battled with adversity all season long, as we know, and they've been resilient. They've been up and down. It's been a roller coaster. And now it's time to show that grit, that resiliency that they have showed throughout this season. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think the Miami Heat step up in game two? Do you think they steal game two and go back to Miami 1-1, or are they going to go down 0-2? And can they make it a series? Even if they lose this game, can the Miami Heat then hold serve at home and hold their home court advantage. We'll see. So it's going to be an interesting, fun series. I'm just happy the Miami Heat are playing more basketball and guys are getting opportunities. And we need Tyler and Bam, our two best players, to step up if we ultimately do want to have a chance. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.